This is Greg Leifel, Director of the Sanfilippo Foundation. I'm here today with Dave Calendine, organist, and Jeff Calendine, Dave's brother, who is a volunteer at the Illinois Railway Museum out in Union, Illinois. We do an annual concert with these two gentlemen and others, and we're going to explore that today and find out how this works. Dave, if you can start out with, how did this event come together?
My brother had been looking for ways to raise money for the Steam Shop. I have a three-manual or three-keyboard digital organ by the Allen Organ Company that I was taking around and doing concerts in school auditoriums, parks, and I was doing all these different fundraisers for other organizations. And my brother asked if I could do one at the IRM. And I said, well, why don't we try something at the Sanfilippo estate? Because I'm, being that I'm heavily involved with the Music Box Society and the Theater Organ Society, I knew of the estate, but my brother did not. So he basically asked, well, what is that? And so I described it to him. He went to the board of directors, who was somewhat surprised that he would know somebody at the Sanfilippo estate to set something like this up. And so we asked and got permission, because the IRM has never ever done any fundraising thing like this outside of the property. So this was a bigger deal to make sure that we had everything all lined up to do it properly. And we did our first one 10 years ago. And it has just been an amazing event ever since.
And Jeff, what's your role in all this?
Well, when as I was looking for a way to raise money to buy the steam department a forklift, because nothing's light when you're working on a steam engine, and I asked my brother if he would do a benefit concert with his Allen organ, and he says, well, why don't we go to Jasper's? And I was like, who? And he said, Jasper Sanfilippo. And I said, same answer, who? And because I wasn't part of that society, or he's the theater organist, and I said, okay. And I trusted Dave's, and I went to the board, got permission, and the very first year benefit, I was totally blown away. And we made enough that first year to buy that forklift outright. And it is used literally every weekend here at the museum. And every department in the museum has used it at least once. And it's just an invaluable piece of equipment now. And we got it because of our first year benefit. And we've gotten several items in, like my brother said, this is our 10th year, and we've gotten many things for the steam department that we normally would not have the money to get, that are now used every day, every weekend at the museum by our volunteers. And it's all due. The only reason we have any of this is because of this benefit in Sanfilippo Foundation, and they're most generous, helping us with this. It's just they're great people, and it's just a great event. And I thank both of you for letting us do it and continue to do it.
Jeff, if you could just, for the folks that are watching and don't know, what is the Illinois Railway Museum? What would you see when you go out there?
Well, the Illinois Railroad Museum, located in Union, Illinois, we are the largest railroad museum in the country. We have steam, obviously, electric, diesel, trolley bus. We have a 5-mile main line that we can operate said equipment. We have 2 operating steam engines. We have 26 steam engines overall on display, both inside and out. Then we have a lot of outdoor exhibits, signals, and different Barns hold different equipment. We have over 400 pieces of rolling stock on rails, and you can ride a trolley. We can take you out on the main line. You can buy throttle time on a diesel trolley or steam engine. You come to our benefit, we raffle off a cab ride and a some throttle time on our steam engine.
So when you say throttle time,
you actually are in the engineer seat making it go. We will supply you with this pair of gloves, and it's a steam engine. It's quite warm in there, but we will show you everything you need to do to make it go. You pull the whistle, you ring the bell, you make it go, and that's we raffle all that off. One of those experiences at the benefit, and then we also have just a cab ride where you'll sit on the fireman's seat and go along for the ride, and you can, we'll let you ring the bell, and hey, if you want to shovel coal, we'll let you, but you can just go along for the ride. But that's also a separate raffle at the benefit.
Fantastic. Dave, you play at the benefit. What can people expect when they come in to hear you play the theater organ?
Of course, every year either usually ends with a huge railroad medley, because that organ is just perfect for that. That organ is just an amazing piece of musical machinery. There is a little bit of everything. You can have that organ whisper at you and sound gorgeous, and you can have it dry your hair, part your hair, and put it in curlers sometimes. I think it is so powerful. And to see that massive 5-keyboard or 5-manual console rise up from the basement to its concert position is just an amazing thing. The first time I saw it, which was shortly after the addition was done to build the music room, I was just speechless. I just sat there in amazement at the size and the beauty of the instrument, and just the wide range of music that could come out of it. So when I got my first chance to play it, I think I sat at the console for like 10 minutes before I even played a note, just looking at all of the resources that organ has. All of those stop tabs are essentially, members of the symphony orchestra, and you get to pick which ones are playing. You get to arrange the music. There is no modern music written for the theater organ, so everything is, my own arrangements. So I sit there and look at everything and figure out, how do I want to make it sound? And then once I start playing, it's just one of those things where I feel like I'm in heaven on a cloud and just living my dream by being able to play that installation. It's just an absolutely incredible instrument to play.
We do a lot of taking requests at the concerts too, so
yes, I call it something. But it's fun because I'm doing this to have some fun with those that are in attendance, and it also lets me know what do they want to hear. And a lot of the stuff, thankfully, I know. I do a lot of playing by ear, and so I have a lot of that music memorized. I always jokingly say there's a lot of music up in here, but not much else.
I'll agree with that.
And so it's just fun, because then afterwards you hear the people, when we go up to the carousel building and I'm talking to them, they're excited that I got to play their request. So it's always fun to see what the audience likes to hear, and it's just it makes me happy that they're happy, because the whole event is just we're there to have fun.
Yeah, that's very evident. I will tell people that if you come to the concert, we have it on November 22nd this year. Hopefully we're going to be able to pull that off. When you do come in, the volunteers from the IRM are dressed in coveralls and conductors' uniforms, and there's auction items and raffle items, and it's a great atmosphere. There's steam engines in the house, so those guys are thrilled to see that. We were most impressed that recently our perfume museum opened up, and the amount of the steam guys that were over looking at the perfume stuff was very impressive. But I think everybody has a general love for history, and that's part of it.
I think the fun thing about the perfume room when we were in that edition is, for those that haven't been there, there are beautiful windows that have absolutely stunning displays. And a couple of the displays actually had train-themed perfume memorabilia. The cologne bottles was the steam locomotive, or you had the different cars. It was just fascinating that that was there, because I mean, I'm sure it wasn't set up just for us, but the timing was perfect.
Yeah. Jeff, what's ahead for the IRM lately?
Well, this year, unfortunately, with everybody knows what's been going on. We're only going to operate one of our steam engines this year. Our big steam engine, we're not going to operate. We're going to do, it's a lot of work to get an engine through all of its annual inspections and get it ready for operation. And so with the shortened season this year, we're just going to not run our big engine, just our smaller engine, our what's called a 3-truck shay. But other than that, it's just we have some cosmetic restorations going on. We're painting several of our engines. I'm working on a rotary snowplow, steam powered, getting it the cosmetic, paint job, making it look like it was when it was first made. And just restoring this year, and just we have another engine in the shop that we're working on to get operational. A lot of work being done on that. It just a lot of machining, welding. There's just a lot of components to get an engine back to restored to operation. But there's just that's pretty much it. And helping other. Where the steam shop's also the machine shop for the whole museum. So if passenger coach needs something machined, fabricated, we're working for for other departments. We do a lot of work for the electrics, diesel, passenger coach. So we do a lot of machining, welding, and such for other departments also, along with the steam department. So
yeah, one of my favorite things that at your event, your volunteers that come in, they put up a board with pictures of behind the scenes at the museum.
yes,
so you can really see what's going on there. It's a beautiful.
Karina puts that together. She's always taking pictures. She's just a beautiful person, and she's a lot of fun to be around. She's a great she's an asset to the department. She's one of our student firemen. Unfortunately, with us not running the big engine this year, it'll be next year, but she's well on her way to become the first qualified female fireman we have here at the museum. But she's constantly taking pictures, and I asked her, I said, put a collage together. We can show the people come to the benefit what happened, what goes on at the museum. Show different pictures, and she's just she knocked it out of the park. And every year she updates it and changes it, and I think she's up to what, seven poster boards worth of pictures. And even us as volunteers, we walk around and we're pointing and laughing because it just brings back memories of what what's happened in the last year. And the public seems to love it because everybody comes to the event seems to walk around and look, take a look at these pictures. So it's a great thing that it just adds to the event, I believe.
Well, let's hope we can pull this off on the 22nd with what's going on in the world. If not, we'll end up doing some sort of virtual concert fundraiser for you guys.
Yes.
And, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your enthusiasm for the estate and the foundation. It's been a pleasure to work with you for 10 years now, Dave. That's
10 years.
10 years.
Doesn't seem like it, but it's been a blast. It's so much fun. And for those that might never have been there before, it is one of those things where you just have to experience. It is so much more than just an organ. It is so much more than just the perfume edition. There is music machines, but there is so much to see just by looking in between the machines on the walls. The whole place is just a audio and visual amazing place to see and hear.
On a carousel house, you just have to, it'll take your breath away as soon as you walk in the door and look at the facade of the carousel. It just unreal. You just have to experience it. And the people are great at the foundation. I can't help you on behalf of the STEAM department. Greg, we can't thank you people enough. You get it's a great event and great atmosphere, and we can't thank you enough.
Well, Jasper, thank you. And Jasper has always been enthusiastic about what you guys are doing and the STEAM world in general. It's how he started his collection. Even before the music machines, the steam engines were in there first. So we feel it's a good partnership with the Illinois Railway Museum out in Union, Illinois. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you in November.
Let's hope so. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.